This is, in fact, the iHigh Big Shot on campus. Welcome in, everyone. I am Tyler Pyburn of the Pulse Network at thepulsenetwork.com, and it is, in fact, time to, well, travel all across the United States to meet some of the great individuals who are basically next year's college athletes. One of them, this right now. You may have read just a little bit about her. She's considered to be the top prospect in the entire country. We welcome in from Cicero, New York, upstate New York. We welcome in Breanna Stewart right now from Cicero-North Syracuse High School. Welcome in, Breanna. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. So tell me a little bit about Cicero-North Syracuse High School. Big school, little school? Give me a little insight.
It's definitely a big school. I mean, we've got 2,000 kids in the school, and it can be a little hectic at times.
Oh, a little hectic. 2,000 kids inside your school? That's insane. Tell me, what was that like? I mean, do you know everybody in the school, or do you just say, I've got kind of my elite group of friends and that's it? I'm not talking to anybody else. How's it work?
Yeah, you've got your group of friends. I mean, you know most of the people, but you'll see kids every day and you'll be like, wait, I've never seen you before. But
so give me a little bit more on that standpoint, because I went to a smaller school, but I went to a massive middle school, a similar situation where there was like 3,000 kids in the middle school. And same idea where you didn't really know everybody there. But for you as high school, is it a lot of people that you've grown up with, or is it kind of kids from all over finally coming together in high school, or how's it end up being?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, because you go to elementary school, but then you go to middle school, and it's some of the elementary schools mixed together, and then you all meet in junior high, and then you just keep progressing to high school.
All right, fair enough. That works. So tell me a little bit about Cicero in particular, because obviously when people hear, North Syracuse, they think the orange. They think Syracuse, and that's about it. Now, I've been up there. There's not a whole heck of a lot going on in upstate New York. What are some of the things you do to hang out, have some fun?
I just hang out with my friends, go to the movies, go to the mall. We're getting our mall remodeled, and it's going to be one of the biggest in the country, I've heard. So we'll see what happens with that.
All right, Mall of America, watch out. It's coming to Cicero-North Syracuse. I dig it. All right, so let's talk about basketball, which is obviously your forte. This is the reason why we're talking to you. You're a pretty nasty little baller. Tell me about basketball. Is this something you grew up playing? Is it something that you just started to absolutely fall in love with? Was it always just basketball, or have you kind of played a little bit of everything?
Well, at first, I played softball and soccer, and softball kind of didn't work out so well because I grew taller and my batting, or whatever it's called, got bigger, and I just wasn't really good at hitting the ball. But I played in a youth league, and I just kept progressing and fell in love with the sport.
All right, I was going to say strike zone might have been just a little bit bigger on you than some of the other kids as far as softball goes, right?
Yep.
All right, so you started progressing, but you started progressing at an incredible rate. That's the thing that I think maybe you're just kind of hiding that a little bit, because like I said, you are considered to be the top prospect in the entire country. Talk a little bit about what that's been like for you when you finally got that, #1 ranking, when you logged on to ESPN and Max Preps and iHigh, and you logged on to the different sites. What's that been like for you, really?
It's great. Being the #1 player in the country, I guess it means that your hard work has paid off, but you still have a lot of hard work to do. But it's kind of like you can't let it get to your head. So it's nice to hear every once in a while, but I don't like thinking about it. I just want to go play basketball.
She's humble too, folks. I dig that. It's okay. Who keeps you humble? Who has gotten you to this point, though? Your family, coaches. You've got to have a lot of support from your family. Obviously, I see the amount of tournaments that you go to, having between practice, the different tournaments, the different select tournaments, the different U.S. national tournaments. You've had to go to a couple different places. Talk about the support from your family.
Yeah, my family's always there for me. Me and my parents, we have a great relationship, and they've always helped me stay grounded, and that's the way I'm most comfortable. I don't want to brag about myself. I just want to go out and play basketball like I do, and then if people want to talk, then I'll let them do the talking.
I love that. It's okay. They'll do the talking. Obviously, we've seen what it's been like from the national perspective, but what about in your hometown? What about as far as your high school goes? Do kids come up to you and whisper in the hallway? I know you said it's a big school, but do they still say, hey, that's Breanna. She's the #1 player in the country. I mean, do they say that? What's it like at home as opposed to just the national outlook?
Well, I think like we have sophomores, juniors, and seniors in our school, and I think when the sophomores come into their school, I mean they've never gone to school with me before, and so that's new for them. But mostly I'm used to everyone being there, and they're used to me being there. But outside of school, you have the occasional stare downs at the store or the mall, which is fine. I mean, I don't know, deal with it.
She loves it. Don't give me that. I deal with it. I love it. I know you love that. That's the best part of it all. You walk into the store, you go grab a Gatorade after a practice, and people know exactly who you are. It's a pretty cool feeling. It definitely is. I know that. So, okay, well, let's talk a little bit more about your team, especially from the high school perspective. And now, obviously, at the time of this taping, while we're doing this interview right now, you're coming up on the state tournament right now, which is pretty cool to talk about. Tell me a little bit about your team. I mean, obviously you having the ability to play on a bunch of different teams. It's got to be interesting coming back to the high school team because that's where you kind of lay your groundwork, the framework, if you will. Talk about your team. Are you guys close, or you guys close off the court as well as on the court, or what?
Yeah, we're very close. I mean, I played basketball with them through my high school career, and we go to tournaments. We've been fortunate enough to go to like Arizona and play, and Florida, and that obviously just makes a bigger bond between the players because we're staying in overnight hotels and stuff like that. So we're a very close team.
All right, that's very cool. So, all right, let's talk about going from high school to college because everybody obviously knows what you're up to next year. You are, in fact, going to become a Husky. Go UConn. So tell me a little bit about your decision to go down to Storrs, because you went from a place where there's not a whole heck of a lot going on to another place, I mean, down in Connecticut. Cool school, I've been there, but not a whole heck of a lot going on down there. What made you decide to go to UConn?
Right, that's very true. I mean, I just like the relationship that the coaching staff had with the players, and they get the best out of the players, and I would like them to get the best out of me, and hopefully I can become the best player I can be. Plus, it's nice that it's 4.5 hours away from home, so not too far but not too close.
I was going to say, you could still, go home for a home-cooked meal once in a while, right?
Yep.
All right, so with all that in mind, with you venturing on and moving on to obviously a very big school, a very competitive school, talk about what you're going to miss. What is it, in fact, that you're probably going to miss the most leaving high school, leaving your friends? Obviously your family's going to come see you play, I'm sure, plenty of times, but they won't be able to go to all the games, especially the ones that are on the road. Tell me, what is it that you're going to miss the most?
I think it's just going to be my family, everyone lives either near us or close to us. And I think it's just going to be not seeing my family as often. I mean, I've obviously traveled places and been gone for long periods of time, so I'm used to it. But I think it's going to be different when I'm at college.
All right, but she'll still be home, folks. So
right.
Family, don't worry. I mean, she'll be home for Christmas dinner. Don't worry. Make her something good. She loves a ham sandwich. I mean, that's just the way it works, right? Right, Breanna?
Right.
All right, perfect. Hey, you know what? I got to tell you, absolutely awesome talking with you. You've gotten Gatorade National Player of the Year. You've gotten all these different accolades, but now you can also toss on the iHigh Big Shot on campus. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Excellent. That right there, folks, is Breanna Stewart of Cicero-North Syracuse High School in Cicero, New York. She is this week's iHigh Big Shot on campus.